Hi, good evening. This is Ajit, and today I come with a new topic, which is SUSE Manager for retail. So, in this topic, I will discuss about uh, how SUSE Manager for retail is different from SUSE Manager. That is one. We'll discuss about the component of the SUSE Manager, and we'll see the target audience, meaning is where this retail product is helpful for us, right? And we'll configure this SUSE Manager for retail today. So, SUSE Manager Retail, right? So, firstly, we must know what exactly SUSE Manager is, right? So, if I say in one line, then SUSE Manager is actually a tool used to manage the infrastructure, right? And SUSE Manager basically sold by SUSE company, which is a kind of German product, right? So, how SUSE Manager is going to help you? If you see this chart here in this, yeah. So, it's a complete solution for your infrastructure, right? Uh, SUSE Manager is a combination of many different open source tool. Here you can see in this box, you can manage your system, right? In the system section you can see that it can be a virtual system or a physical system. It also contain the configuration management tool. Also, salt is the one which is integrated with SUSE Manager. So yes, automation is there. We have an image section here, so you can create a predefined image with the help of Kiwi, right? And you can deploy this down to the client machine. So yes, you can build your image and push it out through SUSE Manager. You can manage the patches through with SUSE Manager. We have a software section here that will help you to create a channel, right? Clone a channel, etc., etc. So channel is what? It's a collection of repository, whereas a repository is a collection of packages. So yes, you can manage your channel here. There is an audit option. So under in audit, there is an option called subscription matching. So with this tool, you can easily figure out how many subscriptions are still free, whether you are utilizing the whole number of subscription or not. So you can get this graph from this particular audit option. We have a configuration option there, we have a schedule option there. Somewhere down I have a user section. So with the help of user section, with the help of this menu, you can create a user, you can define the role to the user, etc. In respect of organization. uh, Downside of this box, there's an admin menu, I remember. So with the help of admin menu, you can create some script, right, which will help you to control the booting process while joining the client machine under in SUSE Manager, right? So SUSE Manager, in short, if I say, it's like a middleman between you and SCC, meaning is you as a client, you can either connect to SCC account directly. That is a one way. But in SCC, we have a number of limited option. Under in SCC, you can see the total number of subscription you have purchased, etc., etc. You can manage your organization. You can set up a um, um, clone, not really clone, but there is an option called password mirroring. Yes. So in SCC, you can manage your account, you can manage your subscription, you can log the error if in case you are facing any. You can generate a service request there, right? You can set up HTTP proxy, right? There is an organization section where you can create an organization, and each organization has their unique ID with their unique username and mirror password, right? So yes, so SUSE Manager work in between client and SCC. So you can download the update directly from the SCC in your server, which is a SUSE Manager, and push back to the client. So beside each client connecting to the SCC and downloading the same patch will not be good actually in terms of bandwidth. That is one, and second is there is no control. Meaning is you cannot manage your infrastructure with the help of just SCC. You need a complete solution between these two things, right? So yeah, that's a SUSE Manager. Now we are moving on. Why we are going to discuss about SUSE Manager for retail. So see, SUSE Manager is basically designed for traditional Linux based IT infrastructure, which include or can include your data center or some remote site. You can manage your endpoint in SUSE Manager systems, etc., etc. Whereas SUSE Manager for retail is basically designed to manage the asset of a retail type of organization. That means your endpoint, meaning your client, will be like a POS terminal, right? Point of service terminal, a point of service terminal. It can be a thin client or kind of kiosk machines, which has their minimal operating system with certain package running, right? Like JEOS, which is just enough operating system, kind of that. So if you have a retail business, if you are dealing in the retail business, then you have to have a SUSE Manager for retail, right? And if I talk about in term of subscription, so yes, you have to take a two subscription, one for SUSE Manager and the second one for SUSE Manager for retail. So here you might be thinking that why should I have to have a two subscription? Why not I go with the SUSE Manager only? So my answer is SUSE Manager for retail is actually a combination of SUSE Manager plus SUSE Manager retail 3 point. I mean, of course, the version, right? So it's a combination of two things. SUSE Manager retail is a combination of first SUSE Manager, as I said, right? It can be any version, and plus SUSE Manager retail pattern, right? So here I made a diagram. Here you can see on my this side. Yeah, this is a SCC one, right? SUSE customer channel, right? And that is connected through internet. And here I have a manager.example.com, which is working as SUSE Manager. So I will set up this machine as SUSE Manager first, and then on top of SUSE Manager I will install a pattern called SUSE Manager retail pattern, right? And that is a one thing. Second is, as I said, that in a SUSE Manager for retail we will build some image and deploy to the end client POS things. So here we have another machine which is called build.example.com. That machine will help me to build the image, right? So the process is like SUSE Manager retail will share the profile uh, as well as just the profile basically to the build machine, and build machine will create an image with the help of profile, right? And profile will contain the template. Profile will contain the template, and template hold the control or the process of creating image. So there are two things here, profile and template, right? So profile will be delivered through the SUSE Manager, I mean SUSE Manager for retail, and the template is basically hold or control the environment of image. So we need two things to build the image, right? And we can create this template or host this template either in the same build machine, or we can manage through GitHub. That's of course our choice, right? So that is one SUSE Manager for retail. We have a build machine. So once this image is built through this build machine, it has to be pushed back to the SUSE Manager for retail, right? So SUSE Manager retail is currently is also working as an image store. So whatever image is going to be created through this build will send back to the SUSE Manager retail, right? And all those temporary files that were created during making the image need to be deleted, and which is done sometime manually if you like. Otherwise, there is some automatic method is also available, right? So image is now here in the SUSE Manager for retail. What next? You can see here we have a branch.proxy.example.com. That is a third component of your retail environment, right? So the branch proxy machine, the purpose of this machine is to keep this image in their cache to provide to the client. So the deployment is done through the branch machine, right? And branch machine has to be close to your uh, POS client machine. So you can think of it like you have a one location which is somewhere in location A, and there's in this location B also. So on the location B you have set up a branch machine, and all the other machines are in the same place, right? And in this picture you can see my branch machine connecting or having a two interface. One is connecting to my manager, and the second one is connecting to my what these client machine. So the purpose of build machine is branch machine is to download this image from the manager down to it, right? And the branch machine also running a squid server which will help to cache the information, right? And these are the client machine. These are the client machine. So that's the environment. First, I believe it will be little clear. For retail management, we need a three component. One is retail machine, another one is a build machine, and the last one is a branch machine, right? And I have written those. Let me go back to my machine now. Yes. So let me write something here, may be helpful as a notes. Uh, so your retail SUSE Manager retail server is equal to manager, which is SUSE Manager server. Remember 3.2, not less than 1, because 3.1 does not support Kiwi image building things, right? So the next one is SUSE Manager retail pattern, right? And that is one. And the branch server, basically SUSE Manager branch server is a combination of SUSE Manager Proxy 3.2 plus several salt formulas, right? So this is just the information so that. So meaning is, if you want to configure SUSE Manager for retail, you have to have configured these three components first. So in the top you can see SUSE Manager, which will be converting into the retail by installing some pattern. Your proxy machine will be converting into a branch by adding some salt formula. And I also have to add one generic machine as a client under in SUSE Manager, and later it will be converted into the build server. build server, which will build the image. And here the order is, very first I will create a SUSE manager. Then I will join one machine as a salt machine as a client under in manager. That will be my second step. The third step will be I will show you to configure proxy. So once this basic stuff is done, then we'll go for retail one. That is one. Second is build one. Yes, again see the order here. When you are on the left hand side, you have to configure first manager, join the machine, and then set up the proxy. And that order can be interchange. Of course, the manager will always be in the top, always be in the top. The second can be a proxy, or the third, client, or maybe second is client, third is proxy. There is no issue. But on the other side, when you are going to configure retail, you have to configure your retail first, meaning is you have to set up this thing first. The second thing is build server. Then in the last, you have to go for branch server. That is a mandatory order that we are supposed to, or we have to follow it, right? That is good. Now for SUSE Manager, your machine name FQDN must have two dot, meaning is dot dot, like example dot manager dot example dot com. And yes, I have these here. Host name, yes, I can show you. This is host name, yeah, manager dot example dot com. So that is good. Second is either for name resolution, you have to go with either DNS server or host file. So DNS server, I didn't configure, right? So I have my host file updated here. Yeah, you can see. One most important thing here is your branch server must have these three dot. I will discuss this later why, right? So abc.def.example.com, like that. So there must be a three dot here in the branch server, right? And yeah, then we have some basic prerequisite, as in SUSE Manager root space should have 100 GB. Your spacewalk should have 50 GB for each SUSE repository. So if I have a 5 repository, that means 50 into 5 equal to 250 GB. uh, Postgres SQL, which is to be XFS formatted file system. And the database, it is used for the database, maintain that SUSE database. Here we have a choice. So when you configure the SUSE Manager for retail, in the process while you configuring it, you get a chance to either choose internal or external, right? So that's perfectly up to you. Internal database is good for up to 2000 client, but if you have more than that, so you have to configure this database out from this manager machine. So you have to create a one separate machine for database only, and this is for some custom repository, right? So that's the one thing. The next is you have to subscribe your machine, this current my SUSE Manager machine, under in SCC, the OS subscription I'm talking about, which I already have taken. Then you have to take the SUSE Manager 3.2 subscription, right? Then run the command yas to SUSE Manager setup. In the last, you have to create a organization. So if you follow these steps, then of course, so my name things is done. It's good already. Let's next df space hyphen th. So I have created this partition already. If I am not wrong, then root space have enough space to, or almost 300 GB, right? That is one. And if I open this file, insert in here, you can see the XFS file system, for that, and PG SQL is also there, and it is mounted, right? So yes, this part is already there. For subscription point of view, you can simply run the command called yas to just wait, yas to space register, to check whether you have this subscription or not. So yeah, it's to space registration, enter. So yes, I have registered this machine already. Select registration. So you can see I have taken this already, and I have created a snapshot, because sometime I have to perform this practical multiple time for multiple different use cases. So what I have done, I have checked this box. I have downloaded the package, uh, fixing everything down whatever comes in the question, right? So yes, you have to click here, then click next. Once you click next, it will ask you for SEC username password. You have to supply it. Next, finish, and the things will done, right? So yes, I have done these thing also. This one, right? Now it is a time for, yeah, this one is done. These two are done already. Now it is a time to configure the SUSE Manager. So yes, to space registration. Yes, to space SUSE Manager underscore setup. So it's saying that SUSE Manager is already set up. Do you want to delete the existing one, or let me see this here. So maybe I think I did this earlier. I don't remember. So I'm going to already set up. Do you want to delete the existing one and start the fresh? Yes. So it's saying that your machine name is not, because I'm not using a DNS here, so no issue. Just go continue. The FQDN must contain at least two dot. The product will not function correctly. So yes, I have these two dot already. So there is no issue. Host name, yes, no issue. Continue. Setup from the scratch, right? Or you have some older version running 3.1 or something you want to migrate, go for second. So yes, I want to set up this from the scratch, from the fresh. Yes, it's saying that your account for email address, so SUSE Manager at example.com. Next, the organization. So let's say, for example, here I'm using SUSE edu education. Education. City is Delhi, and the country is India. You have to remember this password, right? Because when you configure the branch server, you have to share this certificate, right? So the time when you are going to set up the certificate there, the password is needed, the same password is needed. So password must be at least 7 characters. So I'm going to go with very simple: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So you have to remember these organization name, because we need to resupply when you configure the proxy one, the branch one. So organization unit is this, city is this, state is this, India, password from 1 to 7. Next, the SUSE Manager user is, yes, this one. Let's go with the same password, so that I don't need to manage the different credential, just for testing, of course. It's saying that your password is not very complex, so PA. Let's see whether it work or not. So it's saying no, I need a complex one. One thing more, we don't I mean, need this password to remember, because SUSE Manager will not going to migrate this somewhere else. I'm thinking that do I need to use this password ever in any use case? Because as per this setup for registering and everything, we don't need this password anymore. But sometime maybe when we restore the backup or something, in that case we need it. Okay, so I am using, let me see whether it is working or not then. The password contain invalid character. The invalid characters are these, so you cannot use this is okay. That means they want some simple one. No. So I can use exam, capital A D M I N, exam, capital A D M I N. Please take it. Shit. It is based on the directory dictionary word. Okay. So what I can do now, not here. If I use open SSL password -1 and use Linux, it will not take, but let's see, this much only, just for testing. Interesting. So I can save this password. This is the one, right? It's saying that would you like to SEC organization credentials and SEC organization credential password. So I'm going to supply my this username password. I'm going to pause the video. So you can see I supplied my the username and the password. As I said that in SEC, different organization have a different unique password, which is technically called mirror password or credential. So I supplied my mirror username, which is like maybe example ABC, and the password is DEF kind of that. So I supplied this, and it is a time to click yes. And you can see if you want to would you like to set up it now, I can press yes, and when I press yes, this script is going to run in the background, right? And on the same time it will create one file which is called root setup environment sh, and you can read this file that will be there in your house home directory. And that particular file will have everything that you have taken as a input throughout this process. So you can see the organization name, you can see the password there inside this file, right? So you have to keep this file secret, right? So going to pause again, because when I press yes it will show up my organization username for a second. So going to pause it now. So here you can see I put yes there, and the things are started here. Certificate generation based on the input we have given, the organization name, the location, Delhi or something, the CA password. So it is done. So yeah, it is done. and here you can see the same file, which is this one, right? So let me open this file. I have removed those secret things. So in the top you can see X manager force installation. Yes, the installation, no SLPs activated, email ID is there, the TFTP is enabled, the IP address of it, port number, their database username, the password that I have taken for database, the name of user, the country and everything, mail address, the certificate information. Our mission is SUSE, and education, the password. In the last, I had my username, user ID, and the uh, mirror password. So I have removed it. Right, the top. So that's a file. It's a kind of answer file. So as per the process, we have done this thing. It is a time to check it. Firefox space. Um, okay. Then Firefox space manager dot example dot com, https. Just give me a second. So yes, so I have resolved the issue. The issue was the host name, the FQDN basically, because we needed two dot, as we know that for certificate or something, the name of the machine must have these full two dot things, right? So what I did for that to resolve it, I tried it a couple of times, but we had one issue already generated, because you know that we were running this SUSE Manager already, and we tried to remove and recreate it, right? So there were a couple of issues. So what I did, I followed the whole process from the beginning again into a new fresh machine, right? So I started from here. I fixed this name, use this host file. I made this file system manually. I registered it, and I run this command. And in the last, it asked me for the organization, right? So I created a one organization, which is a software solution, where first two letters are capital, right? And I'm admin. So if in case, if you want to know how to create an organization, the top level, yeah, it was done already. But if in case you want to create some other, then yeah, this is the one. And create organization. So here you have to supply the organization name, the desired login name, password, email ID, first name, last name, etc., etc. So so these are three steps to configure SUSE Manager, right? So that part is done, right? The next is I can go for proxy. Then we'll register one client, and then we'll follow the same thing for, like, the order to set up a retail machine and branch machine. So firstly we have to set up these environment. So let's see how we do that. So that one is done. Let's move on next, which is setting up proxy. Before proxy, I would like to go for uh, you know uh, registering client first. then we'll see. So let me write it down, some steps that I need to follow, right? So just give me a second. So now it is a time to register a machine under in SUSE Manager, and in the later part, in later time, we'll see how we can convert this client machine as a build machine. Right, because our ultimate goal is to set up a retail environment, right? So yes, let's go to my susemgr.com. Yes, great. So the steps are, you have to have organization. Even we have one top level organization, I can use it either, or you can create a new organization. So let's create the organization new, SUSE, Ajit, and password Ajit at SUSE.com, Mr. Yes, Ajit solution. Okay, solution. Yeah. So it look good. SUSE at least 3 character between 128. Okay. So let's click it. Yes. So user is created, and yeah. So let's log out and log in back with the user. Save it for future. Yeah. So yes, I'm logged in here, and I have if I want to see my privilege, then go to see here under in user section. So Ajit belong to a role called organization administrator, meaning is he has all access of this particular organization, right? So there are two or three different roles in SUSE. One is SUSE Manager Admin. Second one is Organization Administrator. Organization Administrator is tied with the particular organization, whereas SUSE Manager Administrator is owner of all the organization. So your admin, if you see here, if I log in with the admin user here, and if I show you the detail of that user, here, so you can see admin belong to this one, SUSE Manager Admin, as well as Organization Administrator, right? So yes, my user is done. So the next is creating a system group. So remember, because I have my organization, so I have to do everything under in my organization, not in top level organization. So log out and log in with Ajit, and yes, create a system group. As the name says, it's a system group is actually a collection of system, right? So like if you are working in an environment where you have a machines with a different vendor or manufacturer, so what you can do, you can create a some group here. So let's say I have some machines for Dell or something, just an example only, right? So what you can do, you can create a list of different vendor, based on list on different group based on either vendor ID or some manufacturing ID, right? And then you can assign the activation key accordingly, right? Because activation key is a collection of channel packages, etc., etc. Let's say, for example, for this type of manufacturer machine, I want to install certain things. For the different type of machines, we want to install something different. In that case, this group will help you, right? And yes, group is also, group will also help you to manage your machine with a more flexible way. Instead of all the machines running here and there, it is always good to set up some organized structure, so that you can easily pick the particular uh, type of machine, right? So in short, it is a group of machine, right? So I'm going to create a group. uh, Group name is SLES. My build machine is, I believe it is SP4, Let me check it. OS release, it's SP3. So why not I choose this to help me to identify the machine easily. So SLES 12 and registering machine, create group. So group is created, and you can see in my organization, Ajit organization, I mean SUSE organization, there's a single user. So that user is already a part of this this same system group, right? If I have a 5 user, definitely all 5 user have access of this particular thing, right? And of course it depend on the role you have given it, right? Because different role has a different what privilege. I can show you something here. Let me log out from and log in with the admin now. And if you go to see here under in admin section, there is a user section, and if I click here, let's say for admin, you can see when I click this organization administrator, I have all this access. Even I can uncheck it. So you can see system group is a part of organization administrator. So I can even, I can exclude it also. So that's up to you what permission you are carrying, right? So if you have organization administrator privilege, then definitely you have access of all system group, right? So where I was, user creation, what I was doing. Okay, system group. So system group is here under in system, then system group. Here we have a system group. Yeah, detail. In detail you can see it's a property. There is no system, there is no targeted here. Right, if you have some existing machines, so you can include into this SLE, this particular group, that is for this target system. There is no patches, nothing, no state, no formula. All right, so group is created. What next? Channel. So channel is what? Channel is a collection of repository, right? So when you channels are created when you sync your SUSE Manager against SCC, right? And I can show you here if I log in with the admin user. If I go down here under in, just give me some fun with the call. So I was saying ki, yeah, so you can click on admin, and then there is a section called setup wizard. So here you can see one option is HTTP proxy. So let's say you are working in such environment where your SUSE manager is not allowed to contact to SCC directly. So you can place one machine. You can see in this picture on my right hand side, if this server uses HTTP proxy to access the outside network, you can use this form to configure it. So you have to supply the correct IP address, username, password. That's for security reason. The next thing is organization credential. So in a SCC account, SCC stand for SUSE Customer Center, right? So SUSE Customer Center is one of the central point or location from where you can manage your subscription, you can purchase some subscription, you can what you can raise some SR, right? uh, you can join the machine, you can remove the machine, you can check the status of the subscription. What else you have? Yeah, and you can list all the organization there. Each organization has a different or unique user ID with their mirror password, right? So yeah, that it is. So if suppose you have, I mean, if you have a many organization under in the single SCC account and you want to join a particular organization, then you have to copy that username password and put it here, right? And I'm not going to click here because if I click it, my username password will display, right? The next section is the product section, SUSE product. So how many subscription you have purchased? So you can see I have a list of subscription. All those subscription which I purchased or which are listed inside the SCC account, you can see this here, right? So I have the access of all these. So whatever I need, I just need to click it, and then here you can find on the right hand side, you can find an option called add product and then refresh it. So it's a three-way process, right? So what I need it, let's go down here in the second page. Yes, we have great 3 and 4 because my server machine itself a 3. So okay, and this one is fourth one, SP4, right? If you want to expand this, so you can click it here. And I know that in later part of time I would configure my what proxy, so you can click it here. Yes, in future I will configure my SUSE Manager for retail, so you can check these boxes. What else I need? No, I have this 3.2. Okay, SUSE Manager server 3.2. If I need update or something, then I can, in that case, let's check it. So you can see here on my right hand side there are three product added, right? And the one is in still syncing. 75% is done. So anything else? No. So you have to click here, add product. Then do not forget to click on this refresh option. We know that SUSE Manager sync with SCC once in a day, somewhere at sharp, somewhere at 12 o'clock in the night, it get sync. But if in case you want to sync this right away, right now, you just need to click it here, right? 75% is done, rest are not yet started. Great. Anyways, we'll see this. 3.2. Okay, 3.2. SUSE Manager. Retail is there. Proxy. Yes, I need this in later part of time. Anything else? No. Okay. It will take time based on the repository you have added. Right. So repository is still mm, channels are still getting sync. So I think I should wait for until it is done, right? So we'll back, going to pause this video. One thing I was saying ki SUSE Manager get sync with SCC once in a day, probably in the night, and I can see this particular time period, cron type of thing. So when you click here inside this task manager, here this one task scheduler, there is a channel option here. You can see channel repository, this one, and you can see this the time period, right? So I was here working in product, a refresh of the data, and all these products are getting stored inside. Okay. where spacewalk. Then you have a packages folder. Inside package null, yeah, this is the place where everything is going to store. We can check the space here. Du space hyphen sh 12 GB, and I remember that it is almost, I think, 30 GB or something, so it will take time, almost 20 minutes maybe. Right, so I'm going to pause this video until this thing done, this syncing is done, right? Because it does not make any sense to still, no. So pausing the, so here we can see the syncing process is done, and that is almost uh, 18 GB or something. Yeah, 18, right? So okay, okay, channel are synced. Okay, so now you can see these channels are listed under in your channel section, software section. So yes, so SUSE section, SUSE channels are those channels which are directly coming all through the SUSE, and the SUSE channels are not allowed to modify. So if you want to test something, do some, if you want to implement some, if you want to add something inside this package or wanted to do some experiment, etc. So we are supposed to create a clone of it, because we have a limited, we have almost no privilege. I mean, privilege in sense of modifying it, right? So we do not have a control on this SUSE product, right? So if you want to test it, then you are supposed to create a some other channel, maybe clone channel, and then you can make your test there, etc, etc, right? So yes, if I click it here, you can see those two channels that I have created. And all means all the channels, including SUSE channel, some clone channel, or some some other channel also, clone, create a new channel, etc. So currently we have a total two channels only, right? So as I said that if you want to have a control on the channel, you are suggested to create your own channel or clone channel, right? So okay, so if I see here, I'm supposed to have a channel, which of course I have. Let's discuss how we can create a clone channel, right? So I can see my build machine is susemngr.com. That is sp3, so I will target the sp3 first. So to create a clone, you have to go to software, then manage software channel, then overview. On the right hand side there is a clone channel, so you have to select the name of channel that you want to clone. So I wanted to clone this sp3 one, right? Sp3 sle12 sp3. And here we have these different clone option. First is all patches, meaning is it will clone the whole thing, meaning including package as well as the base channel, right? If you select this one, that means it will only clone the base channel, not the patches, right? I wanted everything, so go for first, click next. Here you are supposed to, or we have to set a name for this new channel. So it's a prod, let's say, for example, right? And the channel label should not be capital letter, so the first letter should always be small. Parent channel, no, of course not, because this is itself a parent channel, right? This channel is a parent channel. Architecture, fine, this one is good. Let's copy this here and paste it. Oh, save, paste, go down, and then here we have some set of different privilege things, so you can read this out for all the organization, for selected organization, for private, protected, public. You can read this out. Click on clone. So I have cloned my first, you can see here, right? Now if I click this under in software, there is a channel section, and then click on all, I can see three channels.
two SUSE one and the one is the new one, right? But I can see here there is no child channel cloned. Right? I have a single parent channel here. So now I wanted to clone the child channel. So the process is still same. Click here, go to the overview option, then select clone one. Now you have to select SP3. Where is that? This one? No, 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 this one, right? And this is the first clone channel. I mean, this is a channel that I want to clone, right? And of course, these three channels are the clone channel under this, right? So SUSE Manager, all patches, clone, set something to identify prod, uh, prod. For this particular practical, it is not mandatory or necessary to create this thing. I just wanted to help you out to know how we can create these channel, right? So yes, clone, and I can see this channel under in my parent one. Plus symbol, click it. Yes, one channel is added as a parent, as a child. So go back to the same overview, click on clone channel, select the another one, which is this one. Yes, prod, prod. Uh, as we aware about, like whenever the patches comes or releases, we do not directly push to the production environment. We have a staging kind of thing. So we have some environment in our generally in a production called development, testing, and prod environment. So we run these new patches or packages all through these different stages to check it out whether this package is completely compatible with my running application or not. So yeah, but here I just choose prod as a testing kind of thing directly. But in the real time we always do some test first, then we supply this channel down to the client machine. Yeah, let's copy it. And you can see this parent channel is automatically selected, right? All those things comes under in the same parent channel. Then select this one. If you want to modify this summary, completely up to you. And yes, here we have, now I have created one channel where I have a control on it. I can delete it, I can add it, remove it, anything, whatever we want we can do with this my prod channel, right? So yeah, that is here. So what next step is registration key. So registration key is a combination of uh, 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 system group. It's a combination of, let me write it here, will help you out in this case when you have some uh, so it's a combination of system group, it's a combination of individual packages, it's a connect channels, anything else, organization, yes. Mm, yes, some systems we have, some target system if you want to include in this. These 6 or 7 options are there. I remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll see this now. So channel not activation key comes under in system. There is an activation key under in system option. So it's here, activation key. So activation key is more like a token that allow the client to join under in SUSE Manager to pull the update. Click on this key, define something meaningful, SLES, 12 and sp3. Right, key name can be anything, so let's SLES 12 sp3. Uses base channel, you have to select it which one you want to. So yes, of course I want to use this one, and these are the child channel, and these are the mandatory one, right? Anything else if you want to choose, you can. Otherwise just click on activation key. So now you can see under in package, if you want to install some package, then you can write it. And remember, the package should be written in the different line. I mean, the one package in a one line, like that. You cannot write like A space B space C like that, right? And it is clearly mentioned here. So packet needs to be listed in each line. I mean, the new line. Configuration need not to group if you want to join. So I can click it here, then click on join. Yes. Oh, the problem is I have created this system group not under in this organization. So uh, till the channel it is correct, there is no issue, but registration key has to be, that is of course up to you. I don't want to do anything under in this this what this organization. So if I have a key, I will remove it. So click the key on the right hand top side, you can see the delete option, then delete. No key, log out, and then log in. So click on system, then system key, activation key, click on activation key, write the name of it, SLES, yeah, this one, SLES, yes, users is fine, prod is my base channel. Hmm. Now the interesting part is you have created those channel, the clone one under in certain organization, which is not been reflecting here because it is tied with a certain organization, of course, right? I cannot see that one here. So we have an option called trust, which I'm not going to implement here, but yes, in that case, if you don't want to recreate or the clone one, you can build a test, not test, trust between the organization. So with the help of trust, you can you can share the resources between the organization. So I'm going to delete this now. There is no key. Great. Go to the software option, channel option, this one. I have to repeat the whole process again. Yes, clone, prod, thank God. uh, PROD, yes, rest are okay. Done. Go back here, clone channel, then this one. I cannot see prod here. All channel. How? Why it is not there? So maybe I missed something. I don't know. Let me check it again. If we have this channel exist already, then will not allow me to do that again. Maybe I missed to click on create option. We'll see now. If the channel exists already, then will not allow me to, and it is a parent channel, which means This is the parent itself. uh, oh, then set it here. Anything else? No, maybe I missed to click on clone channel. I don't know. It's already in use. Please enter a different name because we have this channel already created under in the first organization. So okay, prod one, prod one, and then clone. Yes, it is created. Then clone this one, prod one. And one thing more, the clone does not copy the whole thing again, right? What I'm trying to say, let's say we have a channel takes almost uh, X amount of your hard drive, and when you're cloning is doesn't mean that it is going to retake the same space again, right? So someone is on call, just give me a second. Yes. So yes, now this SUSE Manager tool has been cloned. Okay, let's check this back. Yes, Manager tool is there. Go to the same, select clone, then this one, next, click prod 1, prod 1, yes, then click here, clone, back to overview, click on clone channel again, select the channel that you wanted to clone, next, so prod 1, prod 1, so cloned. So if I follow and see the exercise, so I need to have this channel ready, and yes, I have this now, right? So it is a time to create an activation key. So go back to the activation option, activation key, then select activation key, write a name of it, SLE12SP3, and SLE12SP3 uses, here I have to select the prod one, this one. These are the child channel, like SLE Manager tool have salt minion inside, right? That will help the client to register themselves under in SUSE Manager. Click on activation key. If in case you want to install some packages, you can do that, and the package name has to be written in each one of the line, meaning is package 1, then second line, third line, like that. Configuration, no. Go to the group option, join the group now. The group name is this. So when you use this key, then the client will have to access, I mean they will get this group joined automatically, because the group is a part of this key. So whenever the client join this or use this key, he will automatically be a part of this group. So join that. Activated system, there is no system activated yet now. That's cool, the key is created. We can see this now under in detail option. Let's make it yes. So key is done. Just the whole name of the key is 2-sli12 sp3, right? So back to here, activation key, and you can copy this now because we need this. Now the next step is bootstrap script. So there are three different ways to join the client. The one way is pull method, push method, or the last one is bootstrapping. There is a difference. Remember, it's not a bootstrap file. It's a bootstrapping. Meaning is with this option you can directly join a client. So write a name of machine, then your SSH connection, username, password, SSH key, and then simply, the activation key, and then just bootstrap. So your machine will just join directly. That is one of the easiest method to joining any machine under in SUSE Manager. I'm going to the different one with the help of a script, right? So you have to create a script first. So go down here. Yeah, script option comes under in admin section, which is not there, right? So go back to the admin here, login. Let me see whether this recording is going on. Yes, it is going on. So under here you can see this option, manager configuration, and then bootstrap. So because I want to use salt to join this machine, so this option has to be clicked. Rest are fine, no issue. For the general option, yes, bootstrap is this is a location where your file will get stored, this bootstrap file. Organization, yes. Restart, I don't want to restart anything. Cobbler is for provisioning or something. Anyways, so let me show you something interesting here. If I go to my this location, which is SRV this one, and then we have pub and bootstrap. So you can see here I have only a single file, but once I click on this update option, two new files get created. So you can see, click on update and the file is created, right? Now it is a time to to update this script. So you must be thinking, what is the purpose of this script? Is script basically hold the control, how the registration process, how you will register the machine. So the file have their activation key, it contain the organization name, it contain almost everything. You can see if I open this bootstrap, yeah. So if you read this line from the beginning, this file was generated by some manual either or something. Yes, so we can edit it. So here somewhere I need to fix my activation key. That is somewhere activation. Just give me a second. Very first I have to copy this. It's not mandatory to copy, but it is always have to take this copy, SLE12 SP3, if in case yeah, SP3, and make some modification here. Your file, the original file should be there intact, right? So I'm going to modify this now. So here I have activation key option. Yeah, this is the one. So here I'm supposed to write, I need to write a correct name of activation key, and activation key contain the organization name, it contain the system group, it contain the packages, etc. So when I use this file, right, then the client will automatically join those properties, right? Anything else? No, but you can see or read that if you want. The host name against which it is going to join, the SUSE manager is there. certification, RPM is there, using SSL, yes, GPGs, yes, right. Fully update this box. If I put 1, then the machine will be fully update. It will download the patches and all. It is not going to call any local repository if it is available on the client machine. So these are the options. So I have made my file ready, right. The next step is you have to go down, and then you have to join that. So yes, I have my file here, sli12, and then I can write sh space root at build machine build dot susemgr.com, and then bin and bash, right. Enter. Yep. So it is saying that it is not able to find this machine. So meaning is if I go down here inside the build.example.com, it's not example, it is SUSEMGR.com. If I try to ping with my master machine, meaning is my unable to resolve this one. Okay, so smgr.susegr.com, it is not going to ping, right. So okay, I think I did not forwarded those. Okay, I need to copy this file now. etc host towards build.susegr.com under here. Same for the next one, branch.proxy.susemgr.com. Yes, great. Just repeat the same command again. Salt is not installed. This is the repository. Oh, does not exist. There is one thing which I missed, that I need to create a repository for my custom package. So when I run this command called mgr hyphen tap tap create bootstrap, enter. So it's saying that against which channel you want to create a the repo file, a repository. So when you run this command, it print the total number of channels it contain, right. Just remove the L, press enter. So here I need to type the product name. So I want to create a repository for this sp3, because I wanted to use sp3. So it is going to create a repo file for me now, right. And how did I find this error? Because if you see this in the error section, it's saying that your this location does not exist, this one, the sleep 12, etc, etc. So so now if I go there and then see repository, then sleep 12 is now created, this address is created, yes, this one is created. Yeah, I have this location now. I need to rerun the same command again. So go to the pub and bootstrap, this is the file, and I need to rerun the same command again, this one, enter. Error is always good, because when you have a trouble, then only we can learn it. Bootstrap completed. So I can see my machine definitely under in sign out from here. Go back to the Jeet section, because the machine must be inside this, right. And when I click on system group, there must be one machine inside. It's saying no. Super interesting. So I believe there is a key need to accept it. Yes, pending. And you can see the system is not yet registered here. It's not there, right? Because I did not what accept the key. So accept the key. Click on here, then accepting it. Now I believe it should be interesting. Click on overview. Hmm. Yes, it is. It takes some time. Yes, it is. And after a while, you will see this icon would convert into green, right? Uh, so yes, you have successfully joined this machine with the salt method. Basically, there are two things: without salt or with salt. So without salt, we call it as a traditional client, where we don't use salt as a tool to join the machine. Here, I'm using a salt-based things, right? So that is done. So I need to write something here because I missed that part. 2226, and then command was mgr hyphen create. Yes, that was the command. Copying it and yes, and so on. So yes, your machine uh, join under in the correct. Hmm. Right. What next? So your registering client is done. And if I want to see this from my other machine, which is the name of the machine is build.susamgr.com. Yes, salt call space greens dot get SUSE Manager colon activation key. I think I'm missing this. I don't remember the correct command. Yeah, there are some options through which you can fetch the key directly. I think I'm missing some option here. Gets maybe? No. Get. Yeah, there's something similar command which help you to show the key which I'm using here, right? So sometime it is good to do some kind of reverse engineering to check the name of key which I'm using. So far so good. The machine is joined completely. So we have done this part. Now the next part is proxy. So we'll configure the proxy. So okay, so let's pause for a while, then we'll come up and start for proxy configuration, right? Then we'll do the some other stuff. So yes, I'm back. So now we are moving on the next thing, third thing, which is proxy. Sorry. So as I said that if you have a remote office on the different location, close this up.
Yeah, so here you can see I have my manager here. I have my some other machine on the same location. There is no need to go for proxy. Proxy is generally used when you have some different location of the same office. So like here in my case, the machine which is reflecting as a P will be working as a proxy, right? So proxy is used to hold or download the package from manager to here, right, and push back to the client. So it is a more like a caching server, right? That is one. Second is for this proxy you have to take extension for it, right? So it's a different paid extension that you need to purchase it. uh, okay, and it is a caching server, so you have to have that is good to have a separate partition format with express mounted under in var lib and squid, right? So yeah, so now we are going to see how we can set up this proxy, right? So okay, and I have written some set of step here. We can see for proxy you have to create a one system group for this proxy. You have to create activation key, generate a boot script, a script for it, and then we'll come down. What does that mean? So first finish these three things. So I'm logged in with my correct account. I need to create a subscription system group, create it, set some name because a proxy, so better to have a proxy name something here, and then group to manage SUSE Manager proxy system and clicked it. So that is one, and a G SUSE, yes, under in system there is no system. It's a first target machine patches admin. So yes, it's created. The next step is we have to create a activation key, right? So go to the activation now, this one, and write some, click on create key, write a name of the key, description, proxy key, the name of it, let's say proxy key uses I'm using a version SP4, I believe. Let me check this up for my proxy machine. So sh space branch dot proxy dot example dot com. It's saying that it's not example. SUSEMGR.com. Yes, it's branch, correct. What I'm looking. Okay, service pack. So release SP4, right? So select SP4, some mandatory channels, yes, and yeah, then go for anything else. Now click on create a key. What next? We know that here we have an option called packages. So if in case you want to install some package, yes, you can do that. I'm going to install some package like rhncfz rhncfz hyphen actions, rhncfz hyphen client in OSAD. Right. So why I'm doing this? OSAD name of package is used to push the job, whereas those other three packages are used to run command remotely. So for remote management or running a command remotely, we go for these RPMs, right? So update it. Go to the configuration section. Yes, there is nothing. Go for the group section. You have to add a group, which is in my case a proxy. You can see, click here, proxy, and then join it. There is no system yet, so yeah. So my key is created, which is ready now. Right. Now the next step, if I remember, I have to create a bootstrap right here for registration. So log out from here, log in with the admin. You would be thinking that if I have one file already created, why we are going to log on again and then regenerating a same file? There is a difference. The difference is, if you remember, last time we use salt option here, right? See, the proxy is to be configured without salt. As a traditional client, you have to configure, right? That's why. So we cannot use salt as a tool to join this proxy machine under in master. So I have to uncheck it. Rest are fine, right? And now you have to click update. So the existing file get updated. This one, no. Firefox file. Okay, let's come here. I have to go to the location called srv htdoc and then pub the bootstrap, and here I have a file, this one, the newly created. Let's check the time. This one is the newly one, right? So why not I copy this file with the new name of proxy.sh, easy for me to identify. And here you have to set up the key, activation key. So go back with Ajit now and click on the system, and here I have a key. Yes, just copy this key back to here. Yeah, and search it, fix it here. That is one. mm, I would like to update my machine. Okay, and there is one more thing, which is this one. So my file is ready now as per the instruction given. Let's log out from here. I don't need this terminal anymore. Yes. So file is ready, right? The next step is you have to join this proxy machine under in SUSE Manager, right? But just give me a second. Start bootstrap process. Then we are going to install and installing my packages on my proxy machine, and then we go and install the package. Then joining this thing. Okay. So my proxy machine does not register to any outside server. Right. My master machine is a part of SCC because it is directly synced with that. But currently my machine, which is a proxy machine, does not have a require package install. All the updates, if you remember, are synced into they are synced into a master machine only. Means all the required packages are there. Ultimately I need those packages. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to enter into this location, and the best practice is you must know all those 20 or 25 packages. Create a custom repository, right? That is the best way. What I'm going to do here is creating a new repository here inside this location and sharing this location, starting up sharing through the NFS server. And on the proxy side, proxy machine, I'm going to call this repository, and then inside the YAS to installing this particular pattern. Ultimately, my object is to install proxy packages to my client machine. For the master machine, I fixed my subscription, my machine joined to the SCC and download the required packages. But here, in the case of proxy, my machine is not connected to any outside network, right? It is completely depend on my what manager machine, right? And currently my machine is not a part of manager. It's not joined it, right? Because the registration part is not done yet. So what is the best practice is you can share this repository from the server side, then add it, install the package, then go for this registration process, right? And after that we'll let you know what to do. So on the master machine, this machine, go back, and here we have little back, pub. The location is, I have to see. Oh, okay. That is there inside the different location. Oh, it is not here. Why do I have a two files? That one is just the, okay. So close it. So go to where spacewalk, and then inside the packages, and then there's a folder called null, and here I have a total x GB of packages. And again I'm saying it is not a good practice to create a repo for all whole packages. The good practice is just pick those 20 packages which is needed to install on the proxy machine. I don't remember the name of those 20 packages. That is why I'm going to do this thing. Create repo hyphen v. It will take some time, even 10 minutes or something, because it's a 20 GB or something packages. Enter. So I'm going to pause this video now because it will take some time. Then we'll back once it is done. So yes, now the repository is created as per the instruction. We need to share this repository through NFS server. Yes, it is done. Systemctl is start nfs-server. Enable it also. Now go to the proxy machine, which is in my case branch dot proxy dot example, not example, susemgr.com. We can check this. So mount hyphen e, and then smgr. Oh, the whole name is, full name is susemgr.com. Is it able to ping? Oh, no. So back to here. So mount hyphen e localhost. Yes, it is. It is shared for everyone. Branch dot proxy dot wait a minute. Okay. So branch dot proxy dot example dot com. susemgr.com, and then I have to write hyphen surmount hyphen e and this name. There must be this output, and I need to check my firewall on the same time. mm, Firewall, it's running, so it has to be in stop stage. Okay, yes, it is. Great. So yes, it is now, I mean, accessible. The next step is you have to create this repository so that you can download the proxy packages. So before running this command, you can see the number of repo I have. I'll have for list repo. So currently I have a single repo. So run this one and recheck again. So I have one repo created. You can refresh it. Let me see whether the recording is working or not. Yes, it is working. Retrieving repository for. Because it's very huge. So okay, so branch dot proxy dot susemgr.com hyphen capital X. I can run my YAS to here, then the packages, and here there's an option called SUSE Manager proxy. So because I'm running this here, so that would be quicker than this command line, and I can see the status even. Again, I'm saying this is not the best way to do that, meaning to create a repository for those 20 GB or 30 GB packages. Um, the good way is to know the name of those X packages, put it somewhere in the folder, create a repository. I have no option other than wait. I think I need to pause for a minute until this done. So yes, the thing is done. Now go for pattern and select. Let me close this up because I need to rerun this again. Super LR. Yes. Yes, that is absolutely right. Let me So here we can see that yeah, I have refreshed my repository and those things are got refreshed. Now I jump into the same. I'm currently in the same machine, branch machine, which is actually a proxy. You can see, right? Now going to run YAS2 to install my proxy packages. Just minimize it. Yes. Continue. So those were, I forgot again. Those were only 20 or 25 packages needed to be installed. Needed to be installed. Yeah. So yeah, it is getting installed. It is huge. 100 plus, I believe. Yes, it is done. Packages are installed now. It is done. So yes, packages are done. Now it is the time to register this machine. So on my server machine, go to the location var srv bootstrap, and here we have a file called proxy. So cat space proxy, and then sh space root at uh, branch dot proxy dot SUSE Manager SUSE and then bin and bash. Password we need to supply susemgia.com. Oh, it's not root. That is why. Yes. So it is saying that your repository is not there on the server side. So I'm supposed to run those command on the server machine called mgr create, and then select the second one, rerun the same command again. So it's cost. Yeah, this time there is no error. So registration process is a critical process. If you miss something somewhere, then the result will fail. If everything is correct, the machine name is getting resolved, time server is working fine, there is no issue in firewall, etc. Then yeah, it takes time, almost I guess 2 minutes or something. think I need to pause for a minute until this done. So now it is started. So yes, it is now on the final state. And we need to reboot this machine also. I need to write this command that is missing. Somewhere after package, when you run this command, there's an issue. Then you have to run this, and that is a third step. Now it's the time to reboot the machine. sh space branch dot proxy dot susemgr.com and reboot it. now okay, let this come up first, then we'll see something. Yeah, here we go. So let's take the connection now, which means either the firewall is on or SH is not working. Yeah, so I need to go this into this machine physically. This one is the branch one. So root Linux, run yes, status SSHD. Yeah, it is. Start and enable also. Oh, systemctl. Oh, SSHD enable. Yes. So back to my machine now. Take the connection. Yes. Yeah. So yes, we have registered this machine. You can see this also. If I go down to my graphical manager, why this look? Yes, the machine is bit hanged, so I think I need to wait for a minute. So yes, here I can see my machine, which is listed under in this section. If I go back to the proxy, yes, there is no machine. Right. So what I'm supposed to do, I need to share my certificate between master and proxy. So I need to open my file first. This file is opened somewhere. What is the name of file? SUSE. Yes. So on my master machine, I have this folder with certificate, and I need to copy this to my proxy machine. So okay, let's do that now. So I'm going to log on into my, let's check my machine name. Okay, so branch.proxy.suse SUSE Linux, check it back. Yes, set it now. Yes. All right. So I can show you this on the server machine. This is my server machine now. Here I have a folder called SSL build, and here I have a file, key file, certificate, and this CA server file. I need to copy this to my branch machine or proxy machine. So firstly, create a folder by the same name called root SSL hyphen build. Then you have to run this command to copy the file from server to my machine. And yes, the whole name of machine is susemgr.susemgr.com. Yes, yes, it is copied. Second file is this one. Third is this one. That is the final step we are doing it to configure a proxy. So certificate is needed between these two systems because SUSE Manager is going to push those packages or channels repository to the proxy machine, and there must be trust between these two machines because the proxy machine behave as like a SUSE Manager for their client. Right? Yeah. So I can see this. Yes, I have this file. The next step is run this script to make my machine as a enter. So my parent server is this. That is correct. This is a default certificate loaded inside my local machine, and I don't want to use it. So okay. So st proxy, you have any? No. The version of proxy, correct. Email track if you want, admin at susamgr.com. You would like to use it SSL? Yes. I have this certificate which I don't want to use it. So do you want to use the existing one? Of course not. I have my certificate. Great. Then the next is let me see whether the video is on or not. The recording, yes. Next is organization. So my parent organization is uh, it's a software solution. Okay, solutions or solution that I need to check it. So on the master machine, there is a file. If you remember, the name of file is this one. Right. So I would like to grab it only. Software from setup file, software solution. Because this file hold your organization username and password. So okay. So back here, this is my organization. The unit is education, which I remember, education, education. The common name, no issue. City is Delhi, state is Delhi, country is India, email ID is good. Not interested to set up any canonical name. Yes, the password of CS server, the same password that you applied while configuring the first time SUSE Manager. So in my case, 1 2 3 4 5 4 5 6 7. Yes, if there's a problem in the certificate, then yeah. So what it's saying that would you like to use the existing SH key? Of course not. So create this channel to yes. SUSE Manager username. In my case, it is admin, and the password is again admin. Activate SLP. No. Would you like to store those answers that you have supplied here? That's your choice. For me, it's no. Yes, great. So now my proxy is configured. So I believe when I click here, I can see my machine. Here we go. Yeah, great. And that is a management machine, right? So all look good. So far, so fine. Right, let's back here and see. The machine name is not looking good. So what I can do, I can correct it. The whole name of machine is not just system, but susemgr.com, and then update. So I'm expecting now the machine name must be build.susamgr. Oh shit! Why this example.com? No, 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 no. How come example? Did I fix the machine name anywhere? No, it's not example.com. SusanGia.com. How come it find that branch.example.com? Check, did I mention somewhere example.com? There is no place where I need to do. For my proxy machine, I downloaded, installing the package, setting up this file, bootstrap file. Here I only mention my key. There is no machine name here. Going to run against a particular, if the name is correct, then only the script will work. So there is no issue here. Maybe any host name somewhere. No, that is good. Branch dot proxy dot susangia.com. How about here? Cool. How about name? Fine. Then how come? Anyways, we'll see how thing goes. Because generally, the when the machine name is not correct, then in that case we faces we face some issue. So machine name here, click detail. It is still showing here. How about the certificate things? Anyways, we'll move forward and then see what happened. Right. So yes, as per my picture, I have done all those prerequisite. I have set up my manager, build server is ready. Manager, SUSE manager, not the retail. The client is now ready, and proxy is also configured. Now it is a time to go for some more step to set up the retail one. So just give me a second. We'll back after a while. So now we are moving to this picture. As I said that to configure SUSE Manager for retail. So for SUSE Manager for retail, you have to install some pattern here. So let's see how to. Uh, my machine is this one is my machine. Let's check the machine name again. Yes. So zipper is space, install is space, uh, pattern is space, suma. Let me remove the history so that I can easily copy into my. So yes, in hyphen t pattern suma underscore retail, enter. So press yes. So that retail pattern has to be installed on the master machine. Yes, it is installed. I can check this up. Some information. The number of packages were installed behind pattern hyphen info, and I can see some DNS, some branch servers, some formulas, etc. Some salt formulas, some TFTP, BSFTPD, some salt boot formulas are being installed. So yes, on the server side, on the retail, sorry, on the SUSE Manager, I install this. This is the first step. Second is you have to run a file server dot update. It must be true. Yes. Salt space salt utils dot sync underscore all. So there must be some output. So salt util dot sync. Yes, great. So these are the things for already synchronized. All these modules, salt modules. Okay. So systemctl restart salt master. Check the status. So yes, your retail one is ready. So these are the 4 or 5 steps need to be run on the SUSE Manager machine. So we can write here setting up SUSE Manager for retail, and here I can copy or remove something which is not necessary for this. Okay. This one is fine, this one is fine, this one is not. Okay, restart, reset. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So yes, your retail is ready now. The next step is for build machine. Build machine is a machine which is used to, or which will be used to build the image for POS machine, right? So where my build machine is buid.susemgr.com. Can we check something here, like just for testing only? Creation key. Yes, great. So that's a command to check the key you have used it. Sometime good to know. Let's copy it. This is additional steps. I mean, uh, so now on the build machine, if you want, you can check the key, right? Then you have to go to graphical box. Here you can see your machine here. This one, build one. Go to system property here. Clicked it. OS image build option for the building machine, and then you have to click on update status, then go for formula, not formula but states, and then you have to click on apply state. Yes, on the event section you can see, so that are in the running stage. When these things are run, or those tools which are a part of those salt formulas are run, then it will become green, right? So I'm here. Yeah. So you have to go to the property of build.susemgr.com. There is an option called system property, system T's. Here you have to select the box called, if I remember, image build box. Then you have to click on update. Then go to state option, and then there is a section called apply. See, apply highlights. High state, sorry, not highlight. High state. Just close this for some unnecessary. So yes, so your build machine is ready now. Your build machine is uh, ready now. So go to event, then history. Because I run this command twice, if I am not wrong. So that is already done the first time. That is why. No, it is correct. Back to the build machine, then states. Apply highlight schedule by HE, and that was fine. There is no issue, right? Maybe I did this twice. That's why things were already in the place. So there is no reason to, you know, that is why. Let's pause for a minute to go for out. Currently, we have these two machines joined correctly. Right. Branch is not yet configured. We'll do this in the next video to set up a branch, and then we'll go for the final process, meaning uh, creating an image with the help of profile and template through a build machine. Then the build machine will push this image back to the manager, which is retail machine, and retail machine will hold this image basically, right? So then later your branch one will connect to the manager machine all through the certificate and all, download those image, put into the location called where cache squid, and push this image back to the POS machine. So we'll show you this in the later video. Thank you so much for watching this. It's not done. Okay. Thank you. Let me open the file so that if you want to see what I have done, then you can save it. Yes. Maximize it. No, it's okay. So start from here. So you can see the string machine, proxy setting, SUSE Manager, some other stuff. setting up retail machine. Yeah, thank you.